This is a very, very eventful afternoon today because we have with us a person who has been in Kolkata for quite some time, is on the hearts of Kolkatans. The Consul General of Italy, Mr. Damiano Franco. Welcome to our show, Mr. Frankovic, and it's very sad in a way that you're leaving Kolkata, and well, we can't in a way say farewell to you. We just do not want to say farewell to you, want to keep in touch with you, but we will go back a long way to know more about you in today's program with ANM. We have touched this as an ANM Adda, we call it, discuss a lot of things about personality. So here we want to go deep into you. Why did you, in your younger days, did you ever fancy the idea that you're going to become a diplomat?
Thank you, Abhijit. It's always a pleasure to interact with you. And yes, indeed, it's one of my last days in Kolkata. Actually, it's my last day in Kolkata. Tomorrow morning I will be leaving to Italy after 4 years, so quite a long time. Yes, even in my younger days, I had planned to be a diplomat. In any case, to have a profession where I could travel a lot and also meet other people and know other cultures. And this is something which my life, has. I was so lucky to meet this desire which I had expressed in my younghood. And I will tell you that, of course, India is not the first place where I am posted, and also not the only place where I spent 4 years. But I will tell you that it's Kolkata. It's a place which has taken part of my heart, because we have to say that the friendship and warmth come from Kolkatans. It's something which you don't find easily in other parts of the world. And this is a sensation which has been with me for the entire tenure. And so now that I'll be leaving less than 24 hours from now, there is also a bit of sadness in me, as you said, yeah. And also so many friends whom I met in the last days for farewells and arrivederci, as we say in Italy. It's a bit sad, but it's part of our career. This is the job I have chosen. As you asked me, I told you it's also the job I wanted to do when I was a boy, and this is kind of a situation we have to face every few years. We move very often from one country to another, then we go back to our headquarters. It's the sad part of it is when you leave, because you leave part of your life. Kolkata was my home in the last 4 years. I leave my home, I leave so many friends, familiar faces, such a nice environment. On the other hand, the bright side is that you can move to new challenges, and you can also be hopeful that you will find new good friends. I think it will be, however, difficult to find as many and as good as here in Kolkata.
So, which Italy is beautiful. It's a beautiful country, and a lot of people from India and this part of the world, they travel to Italy, they tour Italy. So, which part of Italy do you come from?
I come from northern Italy, a place which is called Udine, which is northeast of the country, east of Venice, and it's not a big city. It's a small town. But then I moved to Rome because the capital is in Rome. Diplomatic service is based in Rome, and I will go back to Rome for my next 3-4 years.
So you're a career diplomat, as they say. So to become a career diplomat in Italy, do you have a special exam like the way they do in India? What is the process of becoming a career diplomat in Italy?
You need to have a degree. And then you are qualified to participate in an exam that we have. It's specialized only for the diplomatic service. It's quite a difficult one, having 5 written days of exams, those who pass their written exams, they will then have to do also an oral examination, and only the ones who will pass also the oral examination will be selected for the diplomatic service. It's an exam which happens every year for a very limited number of available seats, which depending on the year go from 25 to 30 or maybe 40 some years.
My word, 25 to 30 seats and you qualified. That means you are a very, very bright student, unlike us who are all backbenchers in school and colleges. So once you took off, you got into that diplomatic assignment. I reckon were you married at that point of time when you first joined the service?
No, I was not yet married. I married afterwards.
Great. And then your assignment took you to several places around the world. So can you tell us a little bit of your experience about different places that you visited?
So I'll tell you the last ones. Before coming to Kolkata, I was in Rome because we have always to return for some years to Italy after a foreign assignment. Prior to that, I was in Vietnam. I spent 4 years in Vietnam, Hanoi, a wonderful country. I see that many Indians, they start to consider Vietnam as a tourist destination. It's a very nice place. I would recommend to everybody. Nice sightseeing, nice cultural heritage, and good hospitality. It's a very nice place where to be. I have been also posted for almost 5 years in Damascus, Syria. When I was there, it was a great country, very quiet, peaceful. That happened before the war started, which was in 2011. Of course, we cannot now suggest any touristic visit to Syria because it's still a war-torn country, a very dangerous place where to be.
But was it safe at that point of time?
It was totally safe, yes. And it was also a great country for those who like cultural heritage and history, because that part of the world was cradle to many civilizations, and they have archaeological sites dating back to maybe 3, 4, 5,000 years before Christ, and all those archaeological sites were easily at reach. Driving, your car, you get a car, it was very easy to drive there in the desert, 3-4 hours driving, and you get to a what they call abandoned city in the middle of the desert, dating back to maybe 2,000 years ago, and you could walk around those ancient roads and nobody there, just yourself, and you could feel you were back in time. It was a great sensation. Unfortunately, nowadays Syria, as I said, is a war-torn country, and most probably all those marvels have been heavily affected by the consequences of the war.
So when you are in Syria, could you sense that something of this sort is coming up or bubbling?
Yeah, it's very difficult to say, but what happens is that Syria was not and still is not a democratic country. So in all countries where there is not a legitimacy by the power, the risk of having an attempt to overthrow or to change the situation can always be there. So as I told you, when I was there, the situation was totally stable and quiet. So no major signs, but knowing that there could be still something behind the surface.
Yeah, and then from Syria you went to which?
Vietnam,
and from there back to Rome, and then to.
And before that, I was in Rome, and before entering the diplomatic service, I was an officer of the Italian Trade Commission, Italian Institute for Foreign Trade.
So your wife must be accompanying him to all your assignments. So how did she feel? What's the vibe?
Actually, when a diplomat who's married moves to another country, those who get the major impact are family members. Because when we travel to India, like here in the Consulate General of Italy in Kolkata or any other country, we enter in a working environment which is more or less the same. Same here in Kolkata as it could be in New Zealand. because the working procedures, the ambience, the approach to work is the same. While for the rest of the family, well, they change everything. They change everything. They change not only friends. They change a house. They change the way they spend their free time. They of course change food. They change simply everything. I've spent so many hours of my time in Kolkata, also here in the office, and as I told you, the office not much change. But for them, that's not true. They had to change 100% of their life.
So they more or less adjusted to the entire movement and scenarios, and you had a lovely time. Except for the fact that your children education must be a little bit affected in the entire scenario.
Yeah, my son he had started an international school in Italy. So when he arrived in Kolkata, he entered CIS International School here in Kolkata. So he could manage quite well. Now he is already in Italy since January. He started his school in Italy. I think the education he got here in Kolkata is quite good. He improved a lot, of course, in English, but also in mathematics and many other subjects. So I would say that the time he spent here in Kolkata, where he carried out 3 grades, plus he started grade 6 and almost completed the year, was well spent for him. He made friends, of course, and he learned many things.
Oh, that's great. Now coming back to Indo-Italian relationship at the moment, when you took over charge here in Kolkata, and when you're handing over and you're moving off to Rome, so where do you see this relationship? Has it developed quite a lot? What is the status now?
When I reached Kolkata, beginning 2016, still there was some tension between India and Italy because of the marine situation, which is now, overcome, luckily. This means that those days it was much more difficult to work for fostering the business between the two countries. Now this is not true anymore, and in the last 3 years, 2017, 2018, 2019, the bilateral trade figures have grown a lot. We have passed the threshold of 10 billion euro in bilateral trade, which is not bad. I would say that I tried also to I tried my best to improve also the economic interaction between West Bengal and Italy. We organized a number of initiatives to that aim. I think that, and we could see also some improvement with that respect. It's not that easy because for Italians, India is a big country. For Italians, it's difficult to differentiate between what West Bengal is, or Maharashtra, or New Delhi. And since most of the Italian companies who that operate already in India, which are more than 600 by the way, and are mostly located in western India or in New Delhi, so that gets, this means that those areas have a power of attraction which is unknown here. Here we have less Italian companies, but still there are good signs, and also good there is a good situation here for having also more of Italian companies.
Companies coming in. But so what I found out is that a lot of people from this part of the country have business interest in Italy. They are investing in Italy and they are doing business in Italy. Is it? How far has it grown over the years?
Yeah. This also it's a nice part of the story. There is not many in numbers, but very good in quality. Investments in Italy that come from West Bengal in particular. We have in the railway sector, we have in the pump sector, and it's the kind of situation where the local company, by acquiring an Italian company, they can get know-how that they don't have, and they can then use here in India. So what is happening is for instance, in the railway sector, which I was mentioning, is that the company that acquired another Italian company in Italy, they have also acquired a particular technology for producing aluminium wagons for metro to be produced here in India, and they got a big tender here, which will allow them to increase very much their turnover and to get good revenues. The Italian company will be sending their staff here. They will setting up a hub here for transferring that technology to West Bengal, and in Kolkata you will have the first hub, the first factory capable of producing that kind of aluminium extrusions.
Oh, that's very, very good news for people, for the state of West Bengal, yeah. And that leaves the culture and the social sector where you have been very, very active. I'll bring in my colleague Monisha Mondol, who is also active in the social and cultural sector, yeah. So Monisha, I'll leave it to Monisha to address you on the social and cultural sector.
Yes. So definitely, if I talk about it, Kolkata is called the city of joy, and Rome is always say that when in Rome, do romance. So what you call, like, is it romantic? I mean, have you tried to bond both cities, Rome and Kolkata, in a romantic mode?
Well, I don't know if I put romance also in my work here in Kolkata. That could be a good suggestion. I will tell you that Kolkata already has a twinning with Naples among Italian cities. Regarding Rome, well, I would say that among the other initiatives in the cultural field we carried out in the last 4 years, we had this exhibition, which is Extraordinary Visions Italy, which was on display in the Kolkata Center for Creativity in October, and that was fully supported by the Maxis Foundation, which is based in Rome, where there is a big museum of modern and contemporary art. The exhibition did, I would say, quite well. You were also there, yeah. and got visited a lot. You know, Kolkata, it's not only the city of joy, it's also the capital of culture in India. And you see how much people is still attached to the cultural side. All the cultural events that we organized had great success. We had concerts, talks, exhibitions, all of them greatly successful. And this is because the people in Kolkata care a lot about the culture. Yeah.
So if I ask you, I mean, what are you going to take, I mean, emotionally, or I mean, feelings from Kolkata? What will be that?
I will take with me memories of many good friends, as I said also to Avijit. This is what will remain, not only with me, I would say also with my family. Yeah. And the warmth of the people, it's also something which will remain with us.
Share some moments which you'll actually miss.
Then, if you allow me, I will miss very much when I'll be in Rome the luxury of having a golf course 5 minutes far from my house. This is something that only in Kolkata you can achieve. No, but I will also miss very much the you know, when what you call the good season arrives, it's also the party season that it is starting. And so this sensation of having the chance to meet so many friends in nice party with good weather, this is something which I will miss. I will also miss, I mean, something which I really liked a lot is the festivity, the Durga Puja. That is something which is peculiar for Kolkata, and this is also something which I discovered thanks to Impact and the great tour that you organize in that period. So it's a lot that I bring with me. I would say that also there is a lot that I still did not do and remains to do, which is giving me a good reason to return one day.
Okay, I'll just give it back to you.
Thanks Monisha. Monisha ran you through the social and cultural scene, and we have really seen you very, very active in Kolkata during this period. I reckon you are very popular amongst all of us. Before we round off, I just want to ask you, because Kolkata is known as the Mecca of Indian football, yeah, and CR7 plays in Juventus. So have we been able to touch any chord between, because Serie League is very, very famous. It's slowly picking up here, giving the Premier League a run for its money. And because of this, Milan, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus, Naples. So do you foresee any future bonding in football?
Yeah, that would be a great idea. The problem for that is, because this is something which we also tried to do when I was in Vietnam. Also in Vietnam, people is very much fond of football. The problem is that for organizing something involving an Italian Serie A team, you need a lot of money, which is an amount of money which is manifold the volume of our budget in the consulates. You'd need to gather sponsors willing to support the initiative, and this is not easy because we are talking about big money. So the main obstacle is that one. One more obstacle could be because of the climate, because the season which would be good for bringing here a team is this season when the league is ongoing, is open. The teams are usually available for tournée, for touring outside the country in summertime, and summertime here is very challenging. It's very challenging. So there is a budget obstacle and also maybe a weather problem. But I'm sure that if that happened, we'll have great success.
Absolutely. And you want to ask something?
Yes. I mean, if it is in Kolkata, I must ask one thing, that is food. If I miss it, it's a big miss, because I have always seen you. You are a food lover. So, what about Bengali cuisines?
I like Bengali cuisine very much, and I'm fond of the delicacies which we can have here in Kolkata. I like in particular, not only myself, also my family. We like very much the seafood as prepared in Bengali style. I'm talking about paturi, I'm talking about chingre malai curry. And also the crab, you have wonderful crab here. And prawns, also baked prawns. So we love that very much. And this is also something that will remain with me. So how well the local people reacted to the initiatives we have carried out in the field of cuisine. Because I know that there is an attraction to Italian food, that's fine. But the reason why there is such a great success for those initiatives is because the attachment to food that you have in Kolkata is more or less the same that we have in Italy. We like to not only to have good food, but also to talk about food.
And any message to Bengal in Bengali? Oh,
unfortunately, my Bengali is very poor, and I always tell my friends that this is their fault, not mine, because they all speak such a good English that make me lazy. And so I really know very few, like Tikache, of course, yes, but that's it.
That's good. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, so we are going to miss you a lot, and thanks for telling us a lot, giving us a lot of insight, and Italian business in Italy, and of course Turin, Florence, Rome, Milan are big draw as far as people from this part of the country is concerned. I'm also a fan. Whenever I love to put up this tourism itinerary in front of you, I put Italy in there somehow or the other. Great. But then we are looking forward, being a football lover and being a sports lover, and coming from Kolkata, we look forward to having CR7 in Kolkata one day. So hopefully. But one last thing, which team are you supporting?
Udinese. The only good team in Italy, Udinese.
And where are they placed now?
They are out of relegation league, but not by much. So we hope we will continue good the rest of the season.
Great. Best of luck to Udinese, and best of luck to you, sir. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for taking time out from your busy schedule. And we will definitely keep in touch with you wherever you are, wherever you go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks for talking to us, Mr. Damiano Frankovic, the top diplomat of Italy. And we are sure going to miss him, just like the way he's going to miss Kolkata. With Manisha Mondal, this is Abhijit Nandi Majumdar signing off. Keep watching ANM News. Keep watching ANM Adda. Thank you.